All right, minor technical issue there. We are back live. Don't know if you can hear her on the camera, but she's very content right now. She is quite cuddly. All right. Get our odds and ends here. Good chat. Looks like we have good chat. There we go. Lester G. Santos, welcome to the chat. If you are first to arrive, you get the privilege of hearing a budgie chirp. If you can hear a chirp. Emil Johansson, hello. I'm terrible with names, so you know. I'm John Smith. I'm just terrible with names. If I butcher it, I'm sorry. Show today is brought to you by Monster. Much like everything else in my life. Good. Yeah, I know. Well, welcome to the show, you guys. We're just going to be sitting around for a while and work on some random projects, answering any questions you guys have about the Titan, who currently looks like this. It's kind of where we're at right now. Flip that around for you. Got some engineering problems to solve as far as the torso goes. Then later on, I'm going to give away this little guy. It's your Princeps on foot. There's a better picture on the Forge World side, but it's a very dapper-looking individual. Hurry up. We're up. Meantime, what do you guys got working on your painting desks or other Saturday paraphernalia? You fall asleep? Or to sleep? Okay. Lester Santos working on a passion project, an autonomous Imperial Knight. I'm intrigued, good sir. Are you wiring it up, LEDs or anything? Cool. Yes. Yes, we are. Very good. You run off my thing. Yes, but that's just the icing. I do like icing. 1 second. You ran off my stuff, didn't you? Well, as long as YouTube will let you keep chatting, go ahead and tell me about your project. I'm curious. Sorry. So that's why I was intrigued with the Warlord. Yeah, so this whole idea started, I guess, about a year ago when I first ran across the announcement for the Warlord Titan. And the first thought that went through my head was, that is big enough for someone to stick some motors in there. And then like a year later, no one has, to my knowledge. And I had the money. Figure why not? It'd be me. I'll try putting motors in there. And I'm going to warn you guys, it's one of those projects where you immediately bite off more than you can chew. Yeah. Mr. Santos, the Android UI controller. Are you using the Arduino, Raspberry? What are you using to control your doohickey device? We're very scientific on War Budgies. So here. Stephen Smith, you would make a proper mech. Dang it. Can't quite do the orc voice, though. But I gotta say, I really love making orc stuff, because you screw it up and it just looks better. I have a receiver and actual 12-channel radio. Nice. Very nice, Lester. Are you like an RC hobbyist? Because I'm not. I'm brand new to all this stuff. But my father-in-law, he does a lot of RC stuff with planes and all that. Yes, cool. That is what's up. One of the first drafts for the Warlord project was essentially just tearing apart and sabotaging and cannibalizing a couple of RC cars. And that idea died pretty fast. But it was an idea. That was when someone introduced me to the joys of Bluetooth and Arduino. Got some more people joining. Everybody, welcome aboard. I am John. This is Kit, the sleeping war budgie. She'll be joining us until she gets bored and flies off. And what we've got going at the moment, let me show you guys what I'm up to. This right here is the shoulder. Where's my camera? This is the shoulder joint for the Warlord. And all I've done so far is I've drilled a hole through here, all the way into the cup. I've run the servo wire there so that the servo that rotates the little arm, it's going to look exactly like this. I hope. That's going to sit there inside it won't stay. It's going to sit inside like that, so that can bolt onto the side. Fingers crossed it works. Alan Bowerly? Alan. Hi, Alan. I remember Alan. Chatting with him a while back. Are you going to try the Bluetooth speaker idea? Yes. Maybe not inside the Titan, but I'm sort of sketching out some ideas for the base and kind of what I want to do for that. And if it doesn't go in the Titan, it's going to go somewhere in the base because I have a Bluetooth speaker sitting around and there's really no reason not to just go all out. You know? So it was a good idea. Thank you. Lester, the intent is not to control it, but have a PC interpret what the knight sees and provide the signal feedback. See, you are already way over my head, dude. I am a 100% amateur at Arduino, at Warlords, at Bluetooth, and everything. Yeah. Lester, how much did you have to mill out of the resin? That varies wildly on the joint. All right, so check this out. The shoulder, it already comes with this cup, right? This is already set into there, so no problems. But the next piece that attaches to it is a shoulder piece, and this used to have a little cup up top, and I've had to completely bore through that. So that is all in the theory phase. So that once the servo is sitting upright, once the servo is in there, this will sit on top. And the servo will actually turn the next joint, and this will just rotate like so. And the idea is, I can unplug this. I'm not sure how well it shows up there, but I've gone in with a Dremel and very carefully cut this groove all the way around there. There's a matching groove on this one, still in progress. So I'm going to marry these together, and I've got a 3D print job that is essentially a ring of this. See how well that shows. So the theory, follow me on this, put these together with the servo attached, clamp the ring around them so that they can then freely move, and I can then take the clamp off and take them apart. That's the idea. As far as how much, like a numerical amount I had to mill out of the resin, it looked like it had snowed outside. Like this whole little concrete square I do my drilling on, it was just covered. Wear a mask, by the way. Got myself an old World War II gas mask. I don't remember where. I don't remember why I have it. It's really good for resin. Joe Medley. Hey, Joe. I know Joe. He's one of my DMs. So everybody be nice, or my character will die. Put a Noise Marine band on the bass to hide the speaker. That would be sick. Yeah. It's a really old Games Workshop where they've got, like, the guitar guns. Maybe some bongos. Slanesh needs bongos. This is wisdom. Can you export the app, Alan? Can you export the app you made so others can shamelessly use it? Yes, actually. I get a lot of questions asked about the app and the coding. I'm going to be releasing them both for free when I'm done, because this is not a for-profit project at all. This is somewhere between mad science, mad engineering. Learning your Metal Gear ball bearing servo. Figure out the weight for the entire arm. I'm still working on the weight for the arm. So as you can imagine, the guns on this thing are absolutely immense. 1 second. This is one of the laser blasters that fits on the shoulder. And as it comes without the armor plates, this is like 250 grams, which I'm not good at math, is a lot of grams. And it's absolutely enormous. I mean, it's big enough to be an actual real-world laser pew-pew rifle, pistol, whatever. So what I'm doing is I'm going through, and everywhere that there's open space in between these pieces, I'm drilling out just as much of the interior mass as I can without compromising it. So this went down from about 250 down to about 200 grams. And I'm hoping that'll work on the other arms, on the other shoulder, and it won't be too much trouble for the servos to move, but, you know, I suppose we'll find out. So yeah, as far as the weight, I don't have the exact number. I will when it gets closer, but I'm going to be drilling out as much as I can. The Intrabist, welcome to the show. The Titan looks great so far. Thank you. You look great so far. How much does the Warlord weigh? Oh my god, dude. I don't even know. I don't even know. This... Ugh. So this is the torso right now. I showed it a little bit earlier. It is just... It's gross, dude. I mean, it's disgusting. Thankfully, it's mostly hollow. You can see camera. You can see most of the servos are in there. I had to actually put in a duct clamp in order to hold the bottom servo in place, so I have to finish securing that. And there's a neat little scaffolding there built out of popsicle sticks because I'm expensive. That's just there to hide the servo, or to build a scaffolding for the servo. Excuse me. But how much does it all weigh? Probably just ballpark immediately. I want to say 15 pounds when I got the box, and that was not counting the arms and everything. It's going to be a beast. It's going to be a beast, which is one of the reasons why I'm not doing anything with the legs. I would love to motorize the legs so it walks. I don't know how I would do that, but I'm not really going to try at this point. I thought about making the knees move, you know, so it could change like posture, but it's a lot of weight. It's just an absurd amount of weight. The servo should have a weight rating on the box from Lester. Yes, so the 9 grams, they've got a stall torque of about 1.5 kilos, but that's mostly for making it turn. The way that I'm building these is so that the resin rests on top of resin, and these things don't have to actually bear the weight. They just have to apply enough force to make it rotate. And that seems to be working so far. So these are in the shoulders, and they can rotate this. So I'm happy with that for now. We'll see if I stay happy with that. You never know. But it's a good project. And then in the torso itself, the bottom servo that has to rotate the whole mass is a 55-gram servo. And I have no idea what the stall torque thing is on that one, but it could probably rotate my chair, I feel like. It's an exaggeration, but, you know, it's a beast. The Intrapist, how much of it will be motorized? Good question. That was one of the first considerations when I had to figure out what I'm doing, which I still don't know what I'm doing. So it's going to be motorized. There's going to be 6 total servos in there. There's going to be 1 to drive the torso, 1 to move the head, 1 in each arm to move it horizontally. I don't really have the room. I would love to have it move vertically, but I don't have the room. So it's going to be some in the shoulders to move it horizontally, and then 2 more to move the shoulder guns back and forth. I just realized there's now an image of me on the internet doing this. So, can't take that back now. Alan, put them on tracks and drive them around. Yeah. Yeah, that's where it's at. No, so I don't know what project I'm going to do after this. Like, I'm learning all these skills to put this thing together, and I'm not going to be able to do anything else with it. So I'm thinking like maybe a Bane Blade, put wheels in a Bane Blade so I can drive that thing around the table. Maybe a Gorkanaut, Morkanaut, Stompa. You can put tracks on all those, right? Because as far as I know, it just has that big dome at the bottom. You could hide a lot of stuff in there. So we'll see how that goes. There's a smaller Arduino. So the Arduino I'm using is the Uno. That thing right there. It's I don't know. It's roughly the size of a credit card, I suppose, depending on what size your credit card is. But they've got one called the Nano, which is smaller and has fewer options. But if all I'm doing is driving a Bane Blade, making the turret do this number, and then maybe flicker an LED, you can probably do that with a smaller apparatus. But really, the only reason this even works in a Warlord is because it's the only thing that can fit all this. Because, holy crap. Look at this thing. This is a mess. If you're an electrical engineer, I'm very sorry for giving you an aneurysm looking at this project, but look at this. This is the beginner level stuff. All right. Lester Santos, I like that you made both the neck and waist as pivot points. I copied that so my knight can face opponents and it looks more natural. I would agree. Some of the functions that I wanted to have later that I'm working on in the app is making it so that I can tell it to lock onto a target and it will turn to face something, but the head's only got like maybe 15 to 20 degrees of motion. So we can go from like here to here, and that's about it. Just because it's tucked into a cup there. So having the waist and the torso, I think, is going to give me more motion. And there's something I'm working on, just to sidetrack. I'm going to sidetrack a lot. I've got the attention of a buddy. So where I can point the head somewhere, and you can click a fire button, and I want it to be able to turn, point its plasma cannon at it, build up the LEDs, and then recoil when it's fired. That's the plan. Aliens. Stephen Smith, a drivable Bane Blade sounds amazing. Yes, in fact, it does. I don't know what I would do with it. I don't know what the purpose is of it, but I don't know what the purpose of making a motorized Warlord is either. So that's the thing. The Intrapist, the Titans have war horns. Will yours too? And why a Chaos Warlord? Both good questions. I don't know what a war horn is supposed to sound like, to be honest with you. I always imagine it kind of like the horn from Inception or the Mass Effect Reapers, just that long, blaring note that triggers that oh crap reflex in your brain. But there will be a speaker somewhere in either the model or the base. And I have to figure out the base soon because I need to start working on the legs. But on the subject of things that are absolutely disgusting in size, look at this. That's the middle of the foot, right? And that's one toe. I don't know what I'm doing for the base. I may just like rip apart a whole realm of battle tile to make a base. I don't know. But it's going to be huge. So there'll be a speaker either in the model or on the base. Yeah, so I'll find somewhere a sound of a war horn, battle noises, hopefully something I can time along with those LED firing effects so I can have it build up that whatever that sound is. Crescendo, that's what I'm looking for. Why didn't you help me? She is passed out hard. She's had a long day of screaming at birds outside the window. And why a Chaos Warlord? Also a good question. I collect Chaos. Sorry. Some heretical garbage going on here. My desk right now is full of, I've got a Hellbrute, I've got Raptors, I've got Mesoraptors, Renegades, and Heretics. I'm a heretical kind of guy, you know? Not very, very Chaos. I do have, it makes you feel better, I've got some Crimson Fists I'm working on for Kill Team. That's as Puritan as it gets. Yeah, it just sounds like fun. I've seen a couple of people doing... I've seen a couple of people who do Chaos Warlords, and they are looking ridiculous. I mean, really, really good. I want to say, I'm going to get this wrong, either Awakened Realms or Den of Imagination is doing one right now, and they look really good. So I like that. I like that aesthetic, you know. Alan, the Baneblade has plenty of room. I use it for my Warhound wiring. That's good to know, because I've never actually built one. Why do I keep doing projects that I've never built? I don't know. Probably because I'm John, and I don't learn lessons very well. But that's good. That's encouraging. Stephen Smith, the shooting idea is fantastic. Thank you. I'm hoping it works out. Once you get the app, all the app does is it just sends a servo position to the Arduino. So you can run a lot of the timing just in that conversation of when the signal gets there. It's promising, but that's late stage stuff after everything's built. Joe Medley, see War of the Worlds. The new one with Tom Cruise? I say new one. That was like 5-10 years ago. I remember that one vaguely. I remember not caring for it much. Nothing against Tom Cruise. I just didn't like it that much. Lester, the RC tank by VSP has an excellent firing recoil mechanism you can copy. It will save time. Thank you. Let me write that down. Excuse me. Really, RC tank by VSP. Thank you. I will definitely check that stuff out. Because I do like saving time. And as I've mentioned before, I don't know what I'm doing. Alan, a Bluetooth will fit inside a Lehman Russ. Have the foot stomp on it. Yeah. Haven't built a Lehman Russ either. But I've seen them. I bet that would fit. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Like, I kind of want it to be stepping on a tank or something. What I thought about the other day was having it step on like a building, because there's that wicked new scenery coming out with Kill Team, right? Have it like doing the Godzilla stomp, tearing through a building. Maybe have some guardsmen like bailing out the windows or something. I don't know. But it's one of those things where it's going to be the only Warlord I do, probably. I don't intend on dropping $2,000 on another freaking Wrestle model, so I want to go all out. Hence the speakers, hence the LEDs, hence this whole idea. I'm actually kind of liking this as a prop weapon now. Once I put the other barrels on, it would better. Stephen Smith, I second the idea of stomping a Russ. I'll buy that. It'd be cheaper than a Baneblade. Yeah. Lester, that's the whole point to it. To do projects you've never done before. That is an excellent point, my friend. Yeah. Which I guess is kind of how we all get into this hobby. How you expand your skills or something else philosophical. Monster. Joe Medley, yep, for the Warhorn. Ah, War of the Worlds. Got it. And make a note of that too. War of the Worlds. Warhorn. Warhorn of the Worlds. Got it. That's one of the reasons I get excited about this, because there's so much written in the lore about the Titans and the Warlords and the Imperators. Imperators? I don't know. The really, really big ones. Like living skyscrapers. There's so much written about them in such really epic terms, and it's really hard to translate that into just a static model. So I really want to do something just completely off the wall with this. And I have a long history of really bad ideas, so add this to the list. Lester, you can repurpose the tank mechanism to RC a Baneblade? Yes. If there's already an RC tank, that's like 90 to 95% of my work done for me, and I'm all about that. I'll tag you in photos and links on Instagram to them so it'll be easier to find. Yes, please do. If you can, Drop your handle on Instagram in here, and I'll find you. Otherwise, I'm on Instagram as Budgies, because surprisingly, I'm not that creative. Let's see. Or maybe stomping Roboot Smurf Man. Yeah. Rowboat Girly Man. Don't care for that. I don't know. I like if it was doing a heresy thing, it might be cool to do that bit where Angron's like holding the foot of the Warhound off. That could be cool. But I don't like him. I don't like Reboot. So he would just be paste. There'd just be a little arm sticking out. It's nothing against him. It's a Ultramarines thing. Alan, but the weapon book, it has weapon sounds. Not quite sure we're getting at there. The weapon ebook. Oh, yes. Meaning like the audiobooks? I don't know if that's what you meant, but that might actually be a good idea. Because Black Library turns out some real good audiobooks. They might have some sound effects in there. I could acquire for personal use and non-profit. Zach Brooks, hi. Hi, Zach Brooks. Welcome to the show. Zach's Miniatures here. Cool. Instagram title? Instagram heading? Cool. I'll check your stuff out. Thank you for mentioning that. I'll add you to my list of growing topics we're talking about today. Zach's Miniatures. Cool. Yeah, so most of the updates on this, the minute-by-minute updates are going to go up on Instagram, usually on Facebook as well. YouTube video is usually only when I finish a big landmark. Like when I finish the head, when that's finally working, like I actually like the way it works, I'll do a full update on that for YouTube. Otherwise, yeah, Instagram, Facebook. Perfect. So you have the ebook from iTunes. Add that to the list. So I appreciate those, you guys. You guys are giving me good stuff to churn the creative gears and grind the gears and all sorts of stuff. Ebook, GW, sounds. Cool. Stephen Smith, what sort of color are you going to go with for the weapon glow? Classic red. I don't know. So the aesthetic I'm thinking of is going to be very word bears, very chaos undivided. And if it does work, you'll never hear about it. Anyways. But as far as the LEDs, the eyes, I'm going to do in red, because I think that will contrast well with sort of the sort of an old metal look. What have I got on hand? I don't know how well this shows up. There's a Sentinel. It's not going to focus, is it? Yeah, it's not going to. If you're on the Facebook or whatever, the same color scheme I did for the Night Lancer, the Beast. And it's this real kind of darker metal look, little brownish, little mess in there. So then to contrast that, the LEDs on the eyes, I want to do red. It's got a plasma gun on one arm. The barrel is so stinking long, you wouldn't be able to see anything. I don't know. Maybe if I just put a laser pointer in there. That could be kind of cool. The Intrabus, will the head have LEDs on the lenses? Yes. Most definitely yes. That is actually the one thing I do have experience with. I built a Chaos Reaver last year and ended up replacing all of the 5 different eye lenses with LEDs. And that worked out fantastically. And I'm told the Arduino can do a lot with them. It can dim them. It can give you different stages. It can make them flicker, flare up, whatever. So I'll be playing around with that. First priority is the motors, followed by the LEDs, followed by the sound system, I guess. Well, no, because the speaker's separate. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to wing it. I'm entirely wing it. Alan, who do you use for LED? I'm trying to remember. It's something super obvious, like Railway Models LED or something. And that was the one I got for the Reaver. And it's convenient because they come with a resistor built into the wire. So if one goes out, you can just pull out the whole wire and just put a new one in. So the Reaver, the entire cockpit actually comes apart so that you can get to the wires in case I have to replace them. Same idea with the servos in the Warlord. I'm not gluing in any servos, which is making my life really difficult. But I know these little 9-gram guys, these guys burn out because it's like $1. It's made of plastic. It burns out sooner or later. So I want to be able to replace them. I want to be able to replace the LEDs. I've got a lot of hopes and dreams, and hopefully they won't be crushed. We'll see how this goes. Stephen Smith, will the face be white to match the rest of your Chaos army? Actually, no. So what he's referring to is, what do we have here? So there's a Raptor. So the army that I run for Chaos Marines is the Flayed Legion, and it's black armor, red stripe, focus camera. And then the helmets are sort of this bone white color. The Reaver I did in that same style. You can see pictures of that on the Facebook. Red armor, white helmet. Very exciting. In this case, no, because it's not. I don't want to make it specifically a Flayed Legion war machine. I want to make it a general Chaos war machine. So probably less so. Then I want to try something new. It's fun. Where do we go? The Intrabist, I vote yes for the laser pointer volcano cannon. Yeah, I might see if that'll work. Haven't played around with laser pointers much. But it should be entertaining. Joe Medley, could you hollow out the volcano cannon and use see-through red tubing like the Necron guns? That may allow the LED to shine through. That is not a bad idea. The barrel on that, incidentally, is probably at least as long as this entire weapon. So that's got potential. Let me think. Just straight shot drilling all the way through? Yeah. Alan, thanks for doing the live stream. Parent duties call. Good luck. Thank you, Alan. It's good meeting you, metaphorically. Good luck with the parenting duties. Stephen Smith's sound just cut out. Can anybody else hear me? Okay, I'm still on. All right, good. First live stream I told yesterday, it seemed to work, but all right. Joe Medley can hear. Cool. Steven, I'd say you just try to all right. I'm hoping to get the full 3D prints back soon, but it's the last engineering chat, so it's whatever. All right, Mr. Kragan Gang, hello. Hello to you too. Welcome to the live stream. The Intrabist will be mutated. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. I've been so focused on the engineering aspect and getting all the servos to work. I haven't given a lot of thought to the aesthetics, and I should. I should start thinking about that. If you guys have ideas for a Chaos Warlord, please lay them on me, because I have done about 2% of the planning for that. That's an optimistic 2%. Boy. Lester, there's some lag. It should sort itself out in a bit. Hopefully so. I don't know. It may be YouTube today. I was watching the Way of the Brush live stream earlier today, and it was doing the same thing. Oh. Oh well. Show goes on. The bird is still sleeping. The shooty pew pew is still shooty pew pew. Set that to the side. Who else we got? Super Chemo 79. Hello. Hello to you. Welcome to the show. Joe Medley, word bearers, lots of scripture etched into the armor. I would say yes. You know, why not? We're doing a live stream. So the local library has a laser engraver, a laser cutter. And the idea I'm having is where there's blank armor. I don't have an armor plate here, so here's the head. Where you've got the blank armor plates, I want to cover it, just absolutely cover it like Lorgar's face in just chaos runes. Just lines and lines and lines and lines and lines of runes. And that would be a headache and a half without a laser cutter, so I'm hoping that it works. That's the plan. The runes that I used for the Chaos Lancer would be that kind of style. Let's see. The Intrabist in the book Warlord, the Chaos Warlords have tails with cannons on the tip. Good luck. Yeah, I know, right? You know, the old Epic Warlords, the ones that we had for Epic, were fantastic, but they were so just off the wall crazy. I loved it. The big lanky ones that had a lance mounted like at eye level. And the Slanesh engines, they had like tails and all that. Hey, good morning. We're waking up. Yeah, it was fun. Mr. Kragan Gaming, I would be biased to say go Nurgle for the Warlord. Well, you know what? I've got a bunch of Nurgle stuff in the mail, so I'm going to go Nurgle sooner or later. Giving rod effects. Will, the stuff you're doing at the moment, would you be able to make a moving mouth with nasty big fangs? Ooh, I like that. I like that. Kind of the Godzilla thing with the giant jaw that moves and all that. Probably not to make it move. I don't know. If I could rig up something to where the jaw would move when the head rotated, that would be doable. Otherwise, having it like halfway open, like some saliva and stuff in there, that could be something. I like the cut of your jib, Mr. Kraken Gaming. Lester Santos, if the armor is curved, you should have a problem with the laser cutter. Yeah, I've been using it for a couple of years now. And for the most part, rewind. For the most part, the armor is relatively flat. Even on the shoulders, the curve is very gentle, but it's made up of several pieces that all fit together. So the priority is build the skeleton, motorize the skeleton, and then I'm going to start on the aesthetics. But on the 14th, so a week from today, I've got an appointment to go in with some scrap resin and test it out. I have high hopes. I'm also keeping my expectations low, so I can be pleasantly surprised. Stephen Smith, will you be making test runs with other curved objects with the laser engraving? Yes. Yes. The Chaos Reaver was a very educational experience in drive fit, test run, everything. So I'm going to be building a mock-up, probably in cardboard, of the actual armor plates to run through before I laser engrave my $2,000 model. I am crazy, but I'm not insane. Wait, I'm insane, but I'm not crazy. You know what? Never mind. Disregard that. Mr. Kraken Gaming, you're welcome. Winky face. Super Chemo 79. Where did you buy the motor for it? Most of my stuff I get off Amazon because there are like 0 hobby and RC parts stores in this area. So a pack of the 9-gram servos was about $10 or $12. These guys are like $1 each. They're cheap, they're disposable, so don't trust them. The giant servo got off Amazon for $8 or $9. That's the 55-gram, mostly metal, sturdy. What I actually really recommend is the Arduino starter kit. Comes with most everything that I'm using, well, for the brain. And that was like $40 on Amazon. And it's got the Arduino, it's got the breadboard, it's got this nice little, here's how to do this stuff guide, which is great because I don't know what I'm doing. I say that a lot, but I think it's important. So yeah, Amazon. All told, actually, the parts for this, the motorized parts, is only about $100, which shocked the crap out of me, considering it's like a $2,000 model. But then the man hours are ridiculous. Yeah. Mr. Kragan Gaming, I'd also say hold something up with its hand like a knight, but that's me just wanting to see my Typhus on a larger scale. Yeah, that's fair. I didn't give it the hand. I kind of wanted to, but I gave my Chaos Reaver the Power Claw that I really enjoyed. So for the Warlord, I just went with 2 giant guns. I've got the Sun Fury Plasma on one side, and I've got the Volcano Cannon on the other side. Good morning, Sleepyhead. So maybe, you can switch them out, so I might set it up so you can rotate the arms later. I'll figure that out on the fly, like everything else on this. Lester, I use a Proxon MF70. If you get that in spring for the CNC controller and the stepper motors, you'll have a home CNC that will make your life easier on this project. Using it to engrave the runes and mill the bits you need. Not a bad idea, actually. Maybe not. I'll look into that. Allow me to add it to the list. What do we got? Proxon, MF70. Joe Medley, Titan backhand for the win. Yeah. Actually, my favorite rule about that, by the way, is if you kill like a tank. There she goes. If you kill a tank with that claw, you can then immediately make a shooting attack against a nearby unit just by throwing the corpse of this tank. Pretty compelling argument. All right, Lester, I'll link you on Insta. It will be easier to exchange notes. Yes, please do. Either hit me up on Facebook or on Instagram. I try to answer comments on both, but occasionally it gets out of hand. No jokes. All right, what are we at? We're at about 40 minutes. We'll do the giveaway here in about 5 minutes or so, just so you guys know what's up. I don't want to run too long today, but I want to get a chance to kind of interact with you guys and meet some of you guys and be able to answer some of the questions. Like one of the big questions is, am I going to be selling this when I'm done? Which is a good question, I think. Probably not. If it goes extraordinarily well and I really enjoy it, I might offer a service for installing it in other people's warlords. But the kit, I mean, I'm not going to sell the kit because I bought the kit off Amazon myself. That would just be a little shady. But I may, when this is all done, I may look into doing a commission type service to install this kind of stuff in. Zach Brooks, where did the inspiration come to make it motorized? It's one thing I struggle with sometimes when customizing on Insta. Good question. You have to be really insane, I think. Helps a lot. Mostly it's just the first thing that comes to mind when you see an item, like the Chaos Lancer. So I built the Lancer where he's all leaping off the thing, and he's got the spear in his hand, and he's all, yeah. Mr. Kragan Gaming, wise choice not to sell. I loved it, and to let that leave you, that would wrench me. Yeah, this model I'm probably not selling. Yeah, I can't think of a circumstance when I would. But I do get a lot of people asking if I would build others for other people, and that's going to depend entirely. Yeah, I can't think of a circumstance when I would. But I do get a lot of people asking if I would build others for other people, and that's going to depend entirely on how this project goes. Because right now, this is a giant hassle and a half. It's fun, but this is my side hobby. I work full-time. I'm working on getting school done on how this project goes. Because right now, this is a giant hassle and a half. It's fun, but this is my side hobby. I work full-time. I'm working on getting school done. So I could probably do this a lot faster if I could dedicate more time to it. We'll see. Hopes are high. Maybe one day I'll get into a business doing this. I'll quit my day job, and I'll just animate warlords for a living. I'd get on board with that. Super Chemo, what color will you give and will you base it? I'm still debating on the color, actually. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Probably some sort of dark metal with maybe some red highlights. This, I don't have it with me. The Blood for the Blood God technical paint. Dab a little bit of that on there. It looks fantastic as an accent. That'll probably be, it's a very word bearers type of scheme. It's great on metal. So if you paint that metal, dab a little bit of that on there. It looks fantastic as an accent. That'll probably be, it's a very word bearers type of scheme. Dab a little bit of that on there. It looks fantastic as an accent. That'll probably be, it's a very word bearers type of scheme. Will I base it? I think I'm going to have to. Because the feet are enormous, but most of the weight of this thing is in the torso. And thanks to this mad science, the torso is going to be swinging around right and left. And I don't want this thing to try to look to its left and suddenly this mad science. The torso is going to be swinging around right and left. And I don't want this thing to try to look to its left and suddenly eat the table. That'd be bad for me, the warlord, and everything that was on the table in front of it. So I'm going to have to spread out the footprint. I'm going to have to do a base of some sort. I don't know what yet. The table. That'd be bad for me, the warlord, and everything that was on the table in front of it. So I'm going to have to spread out the footprint. I'm going to have to do a base of some sort. I don't know what yet. We talked earlier about stepping on a Lehman Russ, collapsing a building. I don't know. I don't know. I'm open to ideas. We talked earlier about stepping on a Lehman Russ, collapsing a building. I don't know. I don't know. I'm open to ideas. And if we don't get to it here in chat, hit me up on the Facebook page. I'm open to ideas. What do we got? And if we don't get to it here in chat, hit me up on the Facebook page. I'm open to ideas. So what do we got? The Interpist who made smoke come out of the power generator on the Titan's back. It could look cool, but I think the smoke generator would be quite big. I think I know what you're talking about, actually. There was a guy I talked to about the Warlord project who had basically dismantled an e-cigarette. The Interpist who made smoke come out of the power generator on the Titan's back. It could look cool, but I think the smoke generator would be quite big. I think I know what you're talking about, actually. There was a guy I talked to about the Warlord project who had basically dismantled an e-cigarette and stuck it in there so that the smoke kind of wafted out the back, which was cool. It was undeniably awesome, but I don't think I'm going to have room for that. When I first got this thing and I put it together, I'm going to show you guys this. When I first got this thing, I was like, there's so much room in here. There's so much room for activities. It's unbelievable. But the more I'm installing wires and all that, the less and less room I'm realizing, and stuck it in there so that the smoke kind of wafted out the back, which was cool. It was undeniably awesome, but I don't think I'm going to have room for that. When I first got this thing and I put it together, I'm going to show you guys this. When I first got this thing, I was like, there's so much room in here. There's so much room for activities. It's unbelievable. But the more I'm installing wires and all that, the less and less room I'm realizing there are rules. Possibly, yes. So here's how I'm going to do it. I've got a couple of War Budgies dice. Here, it's got the little logo there from Chessex, in case you're curious. So if you guys want to just hop into chat and fix my perch for my bird. There she is. Alrighty. I think everybody's chimed in there. All right. Point this down so stay honest with you. Move that to the side. Of a, where'd you go? Warlord Princeps on foot. I will dispatch that in the mail to you shortly. In his little stasis chamber. Congratulations. And thank you. Thank you all, honestly, for your... Wow, my camera's out of focus now. Bring it in. So thank you all, honestly, for your support. It means a lot to me. This is, as I mentioned, just a hideously seat-of-the-pants project. I don't know what I'm doing. You guys don't know what I'm doing. But we're going to get through it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, drop your Instagram handle into chat if you are on Instagram. Pretty cool. So yeah, drop your Instagram handle into chat if you are on Instagram, and I will happily go find and follow all of you. Steven, I will have your thing in the mail shortly. It's Saturday. Probably Monday. We'll see how that goes. Steven, I will have your thing in the mail shortly. It's Saturday. Probably Monday. We'll see how that goes. So thanks again, everybody. It's been good. Hopefully we'll do another stream sometime. Until then, this is John from War Budgies. And you guys are awesome. So thanks again, everybody. It's been good. Hopefully we'll do another stream sometime. Until then, this is John from War Budgies. And you guys are awesome. In case you weren't aware, you're awesome. See you next time.